And thank you for joining us today for Studio 512. Joining us now are the authors of Luminaries, Women Leaders Who Light the Way through the Round Rock Fire Foundation, Deidre Brownell and Sarah Talley. Y'all, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, we're starting with you, Deidre. Talk to me about the Round Rock Fire Foundation and how y'all got started.
The Round Rock Fire Foundation was started in honor of my daughter Bailey, who went through an extended illness and passed away when she was 23 years old. During her illness and after she passed, our fire family carried us. And we wouldn't be here if we had not had them to help us out during that time. So watching what they did for us, I knew that I wanted every fire family to have support the way that we had support. And that's how we created the Round Rock Fire Foundation.
You said they went to the funeral home with you.
They did.
They mowed your yard. They played with your dogs. They did everything they can to support you in your time of grief.
Yes. When I could not get out of bed and when I could only stare at a wall, we had firefighter personnel at our house handling everything. And that truly was sitting next to us at the funeral home and planning her funeral with us. They were able to get us a building. They were able to just do so much for us. And the care and the love that we got from the firefighter personnel is the reason that we were able to be here today, truly. And then that is my reason for wanting to be part of the Round Rock Fire Foundation.
Yeah. You said it was planned at your table, your kitchen table.
It was. We started the foundation sitting at our kitchen table. Our story is well known through the fire department. And they knew what we wanted to do. And so we had a group of firefighters and their families and community leaders sit around our kitchen table, and we wrote bylaws and we studied and we learned. And in my chapter of the book, you'll see that I sat at my kitchen table again and wrote the board handbook. And there was tears and coffee stains, but we did it. And that's how we got started.
And it's all about paying it forward now, not only for the families, but for the firefighters themselves.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, Sarah, let's talk about Luminaries, Women Leaders Who Light the Way, and a little bit about what inspired this book.
Yeah, so the book actually is a part of a larger picture. So Sulit Press is the company that did the book, and it's a multi-author book that Deidre and I were blessed to be a part of. So a number of women came in, talk about their experience and leadership and what brought them to where they are today and what hardships they went through and how they utilize what they've learned and grown from to build who they are now. So that's a part of what we did with our chapters. We took it from two very different perspectives. Mine is more about the perspective of living the fire life and what that looks like behind the scenes to build the conference that we run with my husband and I that benefits the foundation. And Deidre talks a little bit about her story with Bailey and kind of how that built the foundation.
Well, yeah, you say the firefighter story is familiar, the family story is rarely heard. Talk to me about that.
So I think a lot of what people think a fire family looks like, they have a good idea that what they see on TV, what that looks like, in their minds. I think what happens behind the scenes is a lot of what people miss. The revolving door that we live with, the moving target that we live with, the missed schedules, the reallocation of our lives all the time on a constant basis, I think is what people really don't see behind the scenes. And so the chapters in our book kind of relive that and kind of put that internally, what that looks like, what you go through all the time. It kind of illuminates that.
Because it's 24 hours on, 48 off, something like that?
So it's funny that you asked that because it really just varies depending on the department. So one thing about the fire service that a lot of people don't understand is there's a lot of variability. So depending on the department, it's much like universities, right? You go to one college, you have an experience, then you go to another one. It's a very different experience, have the same goal, but the environment could be very different in how it operates. So fire service is the same way, depending on career or volunteer. All of those things vary depending on the environment that you're a part of. And so I think the part of the foundation that we're looking to serve is supporting what that looks like on the family side and how that supports the entire role of the department within the community.
It's so important to have the support of you guys at home. Deirdre, let's talk about the advice you'd share with other spouses and the families of firefighters.
I would tell them to get together, be a community, find ways that they can gather together, find ways that they can talk to their fire departments, and they help. Family is valued, and a strong firefighter comes from a strong family. So I would just say lean on each other and find your circle, because that's who you are.
And it sounds like you guys have certainly found yours,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
incredible.
So
Yeah.
we have a great department that supports us.
Now you have something fun coming up. You have a pickleball tournament that's happening in October. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yes, it's going to be October 10th at the Tejas Pickleball Club in Georgetown, Texas. There will be food and fun and kids activities and lots of pickleball. And
Do you have to be good at pickleball in
you
order to?
absolutely
Okay.
don't.
No, you
You
don't.
don't have to.
No,
You
you
don't
don't.
even have to play. You can just come for the food and the fun and the family activities, and it really is going to be a fun event. You don't have to be playing. It's going to be great if you do play, but if you don't, just come and hang out with the families.
Well, that sounds good to me. And then if anybody's wondering about Luminaries and they're interested in learning more about the book, just what would you say to someone who might pick it up? What do you want them to walk away with?
I think a lot of feedback that we've gotten from the book and a lot of the chapters in the book talk about overcoming something hard to become something great and to become a version of yourself that you want to be, but you're not quite sure how to get there. So I think Luminaries is really just that. It kind of lights the way in terms of this is the next step that you take. This is an example of what this looks like, and this is how different women have done it in their lives. And I think anyone who reads the book can see themselves in it. We've heard that from a lot of people that have read it. So I think it's a great opportunity for you to learn something for yourself and take something with you and use it moving forward.
And use it as motivation. These are motivating women right here. I really appreciate y'all's time. Thank you both so much.
Thank you.
All right, for more information, visit roundrockfirefoundation.org. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by NFM. NFM has just completed a teacher rug giveaway event ahead of its Cedar Park store opening next spring. Here to tell us more about how the business is giving back is Joshua Ortiz. Josh, what inspired NFM to host this teacher rug giveaway?
Yeah, at NFM, we really believe that being a part of the community is more than just opening up a store. So as we get ready to open our doors to the Central Texas community in the spring of 2027, we really felt it was important to build meaningful relationships now before our doors even open to the public. And of course, teachers, they do so much to create welcoming environments for our students. They give their time, their energy, their resources, many times their own personal resources. And we felt like this was a simple, practical way that we could support them in their efforts to do that.
I think that's amazing. What kind of response did you get from the teachers?
We got an incredible response. So before the doors even opened for the event, we had over 300 teachers in line. And we ended up giving away about 450 rugs. So the response was incredible. The other thing that really stood out was the teachers' enthusiasm and appreciation. They were already talking about how they were going to use their rugs in the classroom. So even though rugs seem like a simple thing, in the hands of a teacher, I think it goes a long way.
Why is supporting educators important to y'all?
Well, education is such a critical piece of building strong communities, and teachers really play a foundational part in that, building the future generations and our future communities. So again, we felt like this was a simple, practical way for us to give back. We look to do this not only with our educators, but in all sorts of ways. We want to give back to the community.
Well, but speaking of educators, you have a teacher lounge partnership with Leander ISD. Tell me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So we actually entered into a multi-year partnership with Leander ISD to refresh all of their teachers' lounges in the entire district. This is a multi-year partnership, like I mentioned, and the goal is really to ensure that we give teachers a comfortable space that they can relax, recharge, and connect with one another. So while the Teachers Rug giveaway was really focused on supporting teachers as they enhance their classrooms, this program with Leander ISD is really focused around giving back to the teachers themselves.
I think that's wonderful. Okay, what can Greater Austin expect from NFM as we're getting ready for your store opening in 2027 beyond the shopping experience?
Our focus is to be a long-term community partner, giving back to local nonprofits, to local organizations, to schools and educators and the like, and we want to earn our place in this community.
Learn more at nfm.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by NFM. Welcome back, everybody. Black Rose Theater ATX is launching their inaugural season with the world premiere of And She Was Loved. And joining us now is the writer of the play and the founder of Black Rose Theater ATX, Zell Miller III. Zell, good morning.
Thank you so much for having me.
Let's talk about your pedigree for just a second,
Yeah.
because you've been doing theater in this town for a long time.
Oh, over 26 years for sure. Absolutely, absolutely. Started with way back in the day with Cap City Playhouse. A lot of people who really know Austin know Cap City Playhouse, and did work with Frontera High Park and does stuff with the Vortex, and been doing my theater home now with High Park Theater, my man Ken Webster.
Gotcha. Okay. Black Rose Theater ATX, as we mentioned, is brand new. So tell us about it and the type of productions you aim to do.
Yeah, Black Rose Theater ATX, what's going to set us apart is we want to make sure that we're doing work and eventually training on every level. So we want to have work for 5 to 12-year-olds. We want to have theater work for 13 to 19, 21-year-olds. And then we want to have shows for adult shows. So our first season is we're doing the adult play, which is And She Was Loved. We're doing a writing workshop in October. We're looking for writers who are between the 18 and 21 years old. We're going to reimagine The Breakfast Club, the movie.
Oh, yeah.
We want to take the ethos of that, but put them in black and brown bodies and gender fluid bodies and see what that looks like.
Updated for today.
Absolutely, no doubt. And then in December, we're doing something called the Holiday Pajama Party, where we're inviting families to come out in their pajamas. We have some amazing children's book authors. They're going to read their work. Their work's not necessarily going to be inspired around the holidays, but I'm going to read 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And then I have a really good friend, really amazing musician named Daniel Fears, and he's going to sing some holiday songs. So we're trying to make sure we hit all levels of a family.
Lovely. Okay. I know you're a poet by trade, but you also consider yourself multidisciplinary art-wise. You're the mastermind behind And She Was Loved. So what should we know about the inspiration for this play and a little bit about it?
Absolutely. So And She Was Loved is, it came out of grief. My mother passed now 11 years. And my mentor, Lori Carlos, she passed 16 months. I didn't realize this until I started working on this play. She passed 16 months later. Wow. So I've been carrying this grief and just breaking down on their birthdays or their going home days. And I really got to the point to where I said, okay, what you can't continue to live this way. So I use the medium that I'm so comfortable with, and I created this show called And She Was Loved. I took ethos of Peter Pan, so I created a land called the Land of Never, and I am Peter, but I use the name Yashe, which is the black actor in the movie Wendy. He played Peter Pan. And so my daughter is Shadow, and I have this world-class tap dancer named Siobhan Alexis. She is my Tinkerbell. Her name is G, and so she speaks to me through rhythmic language or through her feet. And so it's a choreo poem. We use jazz aesthetic, which is a way of using breath and gesture language and movement to tell stories. So it's a choreo poem. So there's poetry, and then there's a monologue, and then there's just this all kind of fluid things to help me understand why I'm having grief and how to get out of it. That's the main thing, is that it's a celebration at the end.
You say it's kind of a 360-degree experience using that kind of breath work and the action that you can see on stage.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of grief expressed and shared within the storyline and writing of the show. So how do you hope that people will relate to it or perhaps find comfort in this story?
I think that no matter economically, politically, racially, we all have had loss. And so that is the core of this story. And then how do we get out of that loss? This is my journey. So maybe my journey can inspire other folks to find their journey. Because to be inside of that grief, it's crippling. And so that is, as someone who has worked with youth for so long, hopefully this will unlock some things and people will find their way to do it. So just maybe looking at my journey, they can go, okay, I can figure out a way to get there.
There's still a stigma in, talking about grief out loud. It's not really something we as Americans do.
Absolutely.
So this is a good way to express yourself and to find something happier on the other side, maybe.
Absolutely, because in my knowledge of trying to deal with grief, my journey with grief, I found that you have to be in companionship with grief, because what grief can do, it can show you the dark, but it's showing you the dark, it also shows you the light. And so you can have that remembrance and you can have that joy and remember the people who have passed away. So that is a journey that I finally figured out how to take.
Oh, this is the world premiere of something you wrote.
Absolutely.
You put pen to paper. How do you feel about this hitting the stage in Austin?
I'm super excited about it. I have a wealth of work that I've done in Austin. This is one of my top ones because I'm getting to work with my daughter, Marley Miller. And so she's playing Shadow, and I'm getting to work with Siobhan, and we're kicking off Black Rose Theater ATX. So I'm super excited about this nonprofit, and we're excited about the work we're going to bring to Austin and add to the fabric of this beautiful, diverse culture and city.
And as you said, it's about time.
Yes.
Yeah. And how long does this show run? How can we get tickets?
It runs about 80 minutes, and tickets they can get tickets at hydeparktheater.org. And you can just go on their website and they can get the tickets, or you can walk up to the counter and take a look.
Do you need to be comfortable with, Peter Pan as a concept in order to show up and enjoy the...
No, you do not.
Okay. And do you need to know it well?
No, not at all. Not at all. And I'm not going to be flying, and I'm not wearing green tights.
It's just inspiration.
Inspiration, absolutely.
Gotcha. Well, we'll leave it there, Zell. Congratulations on everything.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. All right. For more information on the Black Rose Theater ATX's production of And She Was Loved, visit hydeparktheater.org. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Scheels. Y'all, Scheels is a huge place with a ton of fun for the whole family. Here to tell us more about the new store is Nola DeMars, Assistant Store Leader. So Nola, talk to me about how Scheels is different than a traditional sporting goods store.
Absolutely. So Scheels is so much more than a sporting goods store. We're truly an entertainment destination that almost merges Disneyland and retail. We have something for the whole family to be able to do. So although we have a wide variety of products, including sporting goods, outdoor gear, apparel, footwear, and specialty services, we also have really fun attractions in the store, whether you're shopping for a sweatshirt or you're looking to ride a Ferris wheel.
Oh, looking to ride a Ferris wheel. I love the sound of that. I know customer service is so huge to you. Talk to me more about that.
Yeah, 1000%. It's the why behind everything that we do, and it's something we strive day in and day out to be able to go for. Our goal is to have knowledgeable experts in and outside of our store to help our customers truly find what they're looking for, not just to make a sale. So for example, our bike specialty shop manager, he bikes to work and he's a part of local Austin biking groups. Our ski snowboard specialty shop manager used to be a snowboard instructor in the Lake Tahoe area. They have to be experts out there before we'll call them experts in here, again, to truly take care of our customers, not just to make a sale.
We're seeing a lot of lovely shopping around us, but you can do a lot more than shopping here. Talk to me about what families can get into for entertainment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of my favorite questions because it's truly the thing that gives customers that wow factor the second they step into our stores for the first time. Right when you walk in, you'll walk underneath a 16,000-gallon saltwater aquarium tank with a variety of fish for kids and families to be able to watch. We have a 60-foot Ferris wheel right in the middle of our store. We have Rollerball, which is a 2-lane bowling alley. We have a shooting gallery. We have an arcade, and so many more things to create that unforgettable experience for parents and children alike.
Well, so all that said, what do you hope people say about Scheels after they visit for the first time?
We want it to be something where people are excited to come back. Again, not just because they found the right product they were looking for, but because they created an unforgettable experience here with product, world-class customer service, and attractions alike.
Thank you, Nola. We appreciate it. You can visit them in person, y'all, in Cedar Park. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Scheels. Welcome back. In celebration of Austin's Pride Month, the State Theater is hosting a very special screening of Second Nature tonight. And joining us now is the director behind the film, From Austin originally, Drew Denny. Drew, hello.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here. Okay, your elevator pitch version of Second Nature. Let's hear it.
Second Nature is a film all about animals who debunk myths that we've been taught about what's natural, like that females are inferior to males or that queerness is unnatural. So it's really fun. It's narrated by Elliot Page. It's really funny, and it's also really heartwarming.
Well, you say some of these things about inferiority. That actually is something that happened to you in high school at Austin High.
Yeah, I went to Austin High, and in our biology class, our teacher invited us to walk out of the room if we were offended by the theory of evolution. But nobody ever checked on us to see if we were offended by being bullied for being queer or sexually harassed for being female. Nobody seemed to be worried about that. So it wasn't until I grew up and I read a book called Evolution's Rainbow, and I learned about gay penguin dads and bisexual matriarchal bonobos, who are just as closely related to us as chimps are, and all kinds of diversity in the animal world. And I just thought, oh, so I do belong here. Like, I do belong on planet Earth just like anybody else, and nobody taught me that. So I knew that if I needed to hear it, there's probably someone else out there who also needs to hear it.
Yeah, you want inclusivity to be the real message that people understand from this movie.
Absolutely, yeah. And there's studies even by the NIH that show that inclusivity in education decreases self-harm, suicide, and bullying, especially among LGBTQ youth. So I think that's something that everybody could get behind.
That's huge. Okay. Let's talk about how Elliot Page narrated. Huge to have him on the film.
Elliot's the best. You
Yeah.
may have seen his little movie going around. It's called The Odyssey. He's
Is he in the Odyssey? I
Yes,
didn't know
he's like
that.
the best part of it.
Okay. I need to get to the movie theater. That's
Get
what
to
I'm
the movie
hearing.
theater, go see The Odyssey. Yeah, he's incredible. He's the best collaborator anyone could hope for. He is so generous, obviously brilliant and super, super talented, but also just sincerely dedicated to using his platform to help people's lives improve, to help people feel validated and affirmed and safe, and just stick around on this planet even if you're having a tough time and getting attacked. So he's just the best.
I was wondering what it was like to work with him, but you're giving me a very shining review.
Oh, absolutely, yes. Everybody hire Elliot. He's incredible. He's the best, number one.
All right, what's the most surprising thing you learned while working on this project?
Well, I didn't even know about bonobos until I read Joan's book, Evolution's Rainbow, and they are
very closely related to us.
they're our cousins. We share 98.7% of our DNA with chimps and bonobos, the same amount. So we're just like both of them, except bonobos are female dominant. And one of the ways the females maintain their alliances so that they can defend themselves against males who are physically larger than them is that they have sex with each other, like every day. And it's called GG rubbing.
This is normally a family program. We're going just a little bit deeper right now.
I'll keep it PG. Yeah, so I was really shocked to learn that we have a matriarchal cousin, that queerness is just so natural and part of their lives. It's also part of chimpanzees' lives. So when you hear a guy in the manosphere out there saying that he's an alpha, he should know that alpha chimpanzees actually have a lot of same-sex sexuality. And in our movie, there's a genderqueer chimp named Donna who is completely accepted by the alpha of her group. So if you're a manosphere alpha, it means you like to get it on with other guys, and you're an ally to the genderqueer members of
boy.
our society. So thank you, Alpha. Thank you so much.
Oh my goodness. Okay, what can we expect from the screening and panel tonight at the State Theater?
Well, you know, if this has been any indication, there's a lot of jokes in the movie. It's really fun. It's really funny. It's very heartwarming and uplifting. I think it's a tough time right now, and people need a reason to laugh. They need some joy, or at least I do, so I imagine others out there do too. So you'll come if you want to laugh, if you want to learn something. I promise it'll be a good time. It's approved for ages 11 and up, so you can bring your kids, your family, and anyone who maybe is on the fence about accepting one of their LGBTQ relatives. Bring them, because this is a really accessible way to open your heart. I think that when we laugh, we're opening our hearts, and if we open our hearts, maybe we'll also open our minds.
Open our minds as well. Okay, do people need tickets for this event?
Yes, so they can buy tickets from Paramount, from the Paramount State Theaters, which is the coolest theater. I'm
It
so
is.
excited to
It
be
is the
premiering
coolest,
there.
yes.
Yeah, and also, if you can't afford a ticket, just reach out. I'm on Instagram at Second Nature Doc, and I'll make sure you get in there. If you want to come, especially if you're an LGBTQ teen or a family member who wants to know how to better care for your queer relative, like, if you can't afford it, message me and I'll make sure you get it.
That's incredible. And it's incredible that you do all this work. This is not the only type of work you do. It's more than documentary. You've been making films for over 20 years. Can you just touch on your pedigree a little bit?
Thank you. Yeah, I went to Austin High here. I ended up graduating from Huntington, Surrey, which was like a little hippie school at the time. And then I went to film school at USC because I knew I wanted to make movies. I knew I wanted to tell stories. And I want to tell big stories. I love making narrative films. I love representing female characters and queer characters and letting people escape into a movie for a couple hours and enjoy themselves. But when I read that book, Evolution's Rainbow, I knew I needed to get this message out there, so I had to make this documentary, and I spent 11 years making it.
Wow.
Because it's hard to get a documentary out there. So I'm really, really glad I did it, and I'm excited to see what's next.
Okay, and just real quickly, if people miss a screening or they're not in Austin, they can book their own.
Yes, so anybody, anywhere can book a screening of Second Nature. Just go to secondnaturedoc.com, click host a screening, and we'll get you set up. We don't care how little or big your audience is. We don't care about the size of your budget. Like, we'll work with you. We'll make sure that you can see the film. And we have some really exciting announcements coming up soon that I can't say yet. So come to our website, join our newsletter, follow us on socials, and we'll have something very exciting for you soon.
Okay, have to follow along in order to get the news. All right,
Yes,
Drew,
please.
thank you so much and congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
All right, for more information on tonight's Second Nature event, visit austintheater.org. The following portion of Studio 512 is sponsored by Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers. This might be shocking to hear, but we're in what some professionals call the 100 deadliest days of summer. Attorney Michael Cupero and Public Communications Director Linda McMillan with Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers are here to explain the term. So Linda, what exactly are the 100 deadliest days of summer, and why should families pay attention?
Yeah, so the 100 deadliest days of summer start on Memorial Weekend and go through Labor Day up until September. And those 100 days are the busiest days where teens are on the road. They're getting to and from hanging out with their friends. They've got a lot of free time in the summer, and accidents tend to happen more during those times. There's a lot of kids in the state of Texas, and because of what we see at Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers, it's our duty to make sure that our Texans are protected even before they even need someone like a personal injury attorney.
Texas apparently consistently ranks among the states with the highest number of teen driving fatalities. Why is this issue especially important?
Texas has a large population and long roads, and there are lots of teen drivers that get their licenses and then practice driving for the first time in the summer. And so every conversation that we have about distracted driving, especially now during the 100 deadliest days of summer, is important. Statistically, we're trying to get those numbers down as low as possible.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay, Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers handles crash cases every day. Linda, why has the firm chosen to focus on prevention efforts like what we're talking about today?
Yeah, it's what we're called to do, being a PI law firm. We don't want people to have to come and see us. And so if we can get out in front of it and provide protection and prevention, that's what we're trying to do. And so we're just trying to bring awareness around what the 100 deadliest days are so that families don't have to find themselves having to work with a PI law firm or in a worst case scenario where their children are hurt. So we have a summer safety agreement that we made for parents. They can print it off and sit down with their kids and go over it and have some form of a baseline of here's the expectations that we have for you.
All right, Michael, talk to us about some of the biggest dangers facing teen drivers during the summer months.
Teen drivers are routinely using their cell phones, listening to music while they're driving. Oftentimes they're speeding when they get distracted. We want to try to eradicate as many of those distractions as possible, and that's why these conversations are so important to have.
And let's talk about distracted driving. Why does it continue to be such a concern?
It continues to happen because we're not addressing it. We don't have the conversations to keep it from happening.
Thank you both so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Learn more at danielstark.com. The preceding portion of Studio 512 was sponsored by Daniel Stark Injury Lawyers. Get excited, everybody. It is time for New Music Tuesday with our good friend from Waterloo Records. It's Patrick Floyd.
Thank you,
Patrick,
Rosie.
good morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, very first, our new release on Blu-ray.
This is a special release, and I want to have an overarching concept today. The overarching concept is common sense magic.
Oh, common sense magic.
Common sense magic, because that's what music does for us. It does so many things. We all kind of absorb it in different ways, but we know that what we establish as magic in our magical thinking, music does some of that. It has healing properties. It makes us feel differently. We approach our day differently. So that transformative energy of music is common sense magic. Someone who really leans into the spiritual and the mystic elements of music. This is Alice Coltrane. Her musical journey begins when she plays church organ. So before she's in her teens, she's a church organist. So that spiritual connection with music is there from the very beginning. Her musical journey takes her to Paris, where she learns from bebop pioneer Bud Powell, and she's a tremendous piano player, organ and piano. And then later, she replaces McCoy Tyner as John Coltrane's piano player. So just the most elite and pioneering figures in music. Alice Coltrane holds her own. She's right in the middle of that. She's directing music, the course of music in the mid and late 60s. Then she moves, after John Coltrane's death, she moves to California with the family, and there is a television program that she puts on after midnight on Sundays on a Los Angeles television station, and it's Eternity's Pillar.
Eternity's Pillar.
Now that's a daunting title. It really is, but Alice Coltrane, she is undaunted. She is a searcher, a seeker, an adventurer, and all she wants to do is show everyone, like the East and the West, these different spiritual and mystical traditions. They involve all of us. There's a commonality. This is what connects us, and there's a richness there. And I just think this show, where she kind of comes through and there's a melding of genres, there's a drawing from sources, and there's just an unabashed sense that no, this is a transformative, powerful force, music, and we want to share that force. We want to extract value. We want to share this common sense magic. And this show, it's not for everyone, but after midnight on Sundays, someone tuned into this in the mid 80s and said, "Oh wow, I've never seen anything like this."
Now
and for the
released
first
on
time,
Blu-ray.
it sounds better and looks better than it's ever looked, and it's now available. So Alice Coltrane, who has just a heroic quality as a creative figure, to have this unique testimony to the power of music, I'm excited that we have it in the store.
I can tell by the soapbox. I've
got a soapbox for Alice Coltrane.
No, I think it's wonderful. And common sense magic, here we go. Something that is magical is that Waterloo is celebrating 1 year of its new move.
Yes, so today, last year, just as hot as it is today, we started our move from 6th and Lamar to 11th Street on Lamar. Today, last year, on the 25th. We opened on the 30th, so our actual anniversary at the new location is going to be August 30th. We're looking forward to that. But this was the start of the move, this move that I'm just so proud of my coworkers, of ownership, the way we coordinated and moved this business that means so much to us, that's meant so much to the community in Austin. And again, that common sense magic of music is really a foundational aspect of what we're trying to do.
And more space to do it in.
More space to do it for people to find inspiration, to find that healing.
Lovely. Okay. In-store performances this week, we're starting with Margaret Slovak.
Margaret Slovak is a guitarist like no other. Yes, this is Margaret. She is not only maybe my favorite guitarist, she may be my favorite person who plays guitar.
Wow.
She's just she's a regular, beloved by the store. What we don't have is the actual album. This is a CD that's being re-released on LP. This is from 2007. Margaret Slovak, she's just this all instrumental, just a tremendously gifted and talented, ambitious musician. And this was her quartet from 2007. It's going to be on vinyl for the first time. We have her in the store tomorrow at 5:30.
Okay, and then the Anameros.
The Anameros. So this is an Austin-based band with Colombian influence, with Mexican influence, and it's all steeped in this, just again, get you to move, get that energy out there. They did recording with Dan Auerbach from the Black Keys, but the Anameros have been on our stage before. It's a great live show, lots of energy. We've got them Thursday at 5:30, and really just right before we hit our anniversary, we're just celebrating that energy that music brings to the store, and no one does it like Anameros.
Oh, sounds good to me. Okay, and then your mid-Wednesday team trivia theme this month is live music Catapult.
The Live Music Catapult, yes.
And I was wondering what catapult meant, but you say it's a play on capital.
Yes. So, all right, it's on September 9th. On that Wednesday, we're starting a little later, 6:30 instead of 6. But the Live Music Catapult concept, to me, Live Music Capital, we always hear Austin, the Live Music Capital of the world. To me, a capital sounds like something we have to defend.
Sure.
Whereas that launching and that energy of the catapult of music, that's the one that's again, this common sense magic of what does it feel when a show takes life and you're in the room and you feel it, the contagiousness of that response in a room of people. So live performances are forming the basis of the questions and the games of what we're gonna go through on the night. It's gonna be some shows in Austin, some from around the world, some from different centuries. But the live performance of music, the Live Music Catapult, is what we're gonna celebrate September 9th.
Okay, and we're in our last minute here. So I want to ask about who can attend these midweek Wednesday.
Mid-Wednesday team trivia.
Mid-Wednesday.
Yeah.
It's mid-Wednesday because it's the second
Wednesday, yes.
of the month.
It is always all ages. It is totally free. Anyone can come, form a team. I do want to just tease a little bit. I think we are going to have another visitor in the store that day. We haven't been able to announce it yet, but trivia is going to be on the heels of probably another magical moment. But anyone can come in, make your guesses, play for prizes, have fun. It's music we love, and a lot of it's going to be live, recordings of live music, but just that excitement, that thrill, that energy is what we want to share.
Sounds good to me, Patrick. Thank you for your time. All right, visit Waterloo Records, in person on Lamar Boulevard, or check them out online, waterloorecords.com. We have a lot of fun here on Studio 512. If you missed any of our great segments, be sure to check out our website where we like to post the fun things we do. Our feed covers content like arts and entertainment, food and drink, fashion and beauty, home and garden, stuff for kids and pets, as well as information from area experts. In addition, you can check out web-exclusive content that you can only find on Studio512TV.com. We also love to post behind-the-scenes funny moments, outfit inspirations, and more on social media. Find us by searching for Studio 512 on your favorite platform. You don't want to miss a single post. Be sure to follow us, check out our website, and watch us every weekday at 11 a.m. right here on CW Austin. Content segments during Studio 512 were paid for by NFM, Shields, and Lorenz & Lorenz.